ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति
ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने
व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः।
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
सदाशिवसमारम्भाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम्
शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमा
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम्
वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्।
वन्दे गुरुपरम्परा।
ॐ सहनाववतु
सहनाववतु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सहनौ भुनक्तु
सह वीर्यं करवावहै
सह वीर्यं करवावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः।
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं।
ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्।
व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम्।
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम्
अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवती अष्टादशाध्यायिनी
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्
अम्ब त्वामनुसन्दधामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणी
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुल्यं दिव्यैस्तवैः
यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतस्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदै गायन्ति यं सामगाः
वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदै गायन्ति यं सामगाः
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः
ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति योगिनः
यस्यान्तन्न विदुः सुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः
यस्यां तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः।
योगस्थः कुरु कर्माणि सङ्गं त्यक्त्वा धनञ्जय सिद्ध्यसिद्ध्यो समो भूत्वा समत्वं योग उच्यते दूरेण ह्यवरं कर्म बुद्धियोगात् धनञ्जय बुद्धौ शरणमन्विच्छ कृपणा फलहेतवः बुद्धियुक्तो जहातीह उभे सुकृतदुष्कृते तस्माद् योगाय युज्यस्व योगः कर्मसु कौशलम्. We have seen all these three verses. Samatva yoga uchyate and yogaha karmasu kaushala is this the definition of karma yoga. Samatva yoga is refers to how to receive the result of our own action, and yoga both time the meaning of yoga we have seen is a proper attitude. So whenever yoga comes in Gita, when context is there, the meaning of yoga is proper attitude. While receiving result karma phalam, our proper attitude should be everything is coming from Ishvara, then it is prasadam. It's called samatva yogam. At the same time, yogaha karmasu kaushalam. The meaning yogaha means that to choose proper karma is called kaushalam, and while doing karma, what I am doing is nothing but each and every karma is offering to the Lord. So this thinking is called yoga. The meaning of kaushalam, to choose proper karma, and we have seen nitya karma. In nitya karma, there are two types of karma. In nitya karma, panchamaha yagna are considered as a nitya yagna, and plus our day-to-day duty, our responsibility are called nitya karma. That if we are doing is called kaushalam. With proper bhavana, I am doing everything for Ishvara. It's called yoga, and here I am receiving whatever I am experiencing is from Ishvara. It's called samatvam, and combination of both is called karma yoga. That we have seen elaborately in previous our classes. So I think need not to go in detail. In that last, we have seen that yoga karma sukaushalam, that all we have seen Panch Mahayagna or consider is attitude of gratitude. And among Panch Mahayagna, all this yagna, Manusha yagna, Purta karma we have seen. Then yoga karma sukaushalam means our duties, responsibilities are called nitya karma, and plus Panch Mahayagna are called yoga karma kaushalam. This choose how what is we are choosing is called karma kaushalam. And in 18th chapter we have seen one thing, swakarmana tam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha. I think is the 66th verse. Swakarmana tam abhyarchya siddhim vindati manavaha siddhim vindati. A person receives, here the meaning of siddhim is chitta shuddhi. How will person can get swakarmana tam means Ishwaram abhyarcha, having offered everything to Ishvara, and what we have to offer of one's own karma. It's called karma yoga. That we have seen. And now next verse. Karmajam buddhi yukta hi phalam tyaktva manishinaha janma bandha vinirmuktaha padam gacchantyanāmayam. Now what is the result of karma yoga? If somebody asks, then Shankara in Bhashyam, Shankaracharya ji has said, so what will happen? One who always committed to karma yoga, then Bhagavan says, padam gacchanti anamayam. Anamayam padam gacchanti. But how? So first, the Bhagavan has used two words, manishinaha buddhi yuktaha. The meaning of manishinaha means viveki, one who has discriminative intellect, buddhi, what is right, what is wrong, and buddhi yukta. And here the meaning of buddhi is not intellect, but here buddhi yukta means karma yoga yuktaha. In one's buddhi, one knows that I have to follow karma yoga. One who is endowed with this buddhi is called buddhi yuktaha. But we will see the first Anvaya. So Bhagavan says, Manishinaha buddhi yuktaha karmajam phalam tyaktva. There is a one word, it is beautiful, one who knows little bit, Sanskritam. There is a one ja is coming, only jakara. Some jaha means jam, last may come, but meaning of ja means birth. Jayate is called jam. If we say ajam, so one who never has any birth is called ajam. Then here karmajam, then the meaning is by karma, one who is born. Our result is called karmajam. So karmana, by our karma, karmana, jam means our result of karma. So Bhagavan says, one who is discriminative power, one is with karma yoga, those people have given up. They are not interested, having given up what? So phalam means result. Result of what? Karmajam, which is produced by our own karma. So the meaning of ja, whenever last ja comes, the meaning is to be born by birth. So same way, sometime ga come. The meaning of ga means gacchati, to go. Khagaha. There is a one word, khagaha. What is the meaning of khaga? Kha means space. Khe gacchati means bird. So whenever ga comes, to go. Same way dakara comes, to give. Varadaha. Bhagavan is always Vardhan, Varadaha. Same way, we say our Devi's name is Dhanadaha, Varada, no? Our Devi's name always in Varada. So the meaning of Varada means Varam Dadati. Being feminine becomes Da, Varadadati. So when Da means Dadati, Ga means Gacchati, Ja means Jayate. Beautiful. When even Sthaha, Tishtati. This all are same way here Bhagavan is given karmajam phalam tyaktva, a result which is born by our own karma, those person given up. So what will happen to them? So Bhagavan says, Janma bandha vinirmuktaha. They will be released from the bondage of birth. When, that I don't know. But still Bhagavan, we will see, vinirmuktaha anamayam padam gacchanti. Shankaracharya has written, the gacchanti meaning is not gacchanti but prapnoti. He will gain, he will understood what padam, a place. And which one is that padam? Anamayam. There is a amaya. The meaning of amaya means disease, affliction. But niramaya ayuhu, we used to say, so one who doesn't have any types of disease. Here, anamaya. So one who doesn't have any type of disease. And here disease is not physical disease, but anamaya means mental. One who is not disturbed by anything is called anamayam. And the one who knows who I am, then there is no problem, no jealousy, no ragadvesha, it's called anamayam. Because one who knows that consciousness, all pervading, is always anamayam. But we will see in detail. But this is the rough idea of Bhagavan, what he has said. This is called Anvaya, what we are seeing in Sanskritam. If we can understand this type of sentence we can make, then the meaning of sentence more clear. That's why Sanskritam is helpful to us.
Beautiful Anvaya, Swaminiji.
Huh? What?
It's a very beautiful Anvaya.
I used to do every time. So now the meaning of Manishinaha, so I have written wise person who has Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. You know, we have seen in previous verses Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. And
241.
The meaning of Vyavasayatmika Buddhi is one who knows any result from action is not permanent, one thing. Second thing is, we have seen always is a bandhakam. It binds us. We have seen also. 1 minute, I did forget what we have seen. I will show you. Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Where it has gone? It will go. Can you see somewhere Vyavasayatmika Buddhi? Yeah.
Are you talking about Bandha Karatvam, Dukkha Misritatvam and all that?
Yeah. So what we have seen is any karma we do, they have the result of the karma is 1 minute. Mute. Everybody is not talking. Each and every karma phala is dukkhamishritatvam, is always fraught with pain. Each and every karma phala never satisfied us atruptikaratvam, and each and every karma phala in any karma always binds us. And then we have seen one famous from Mundaka, Pariksha Lokan Brahmanaha Nirvedamayan. Pariksha, Lokan, the meaning of Lokan is karma phalam. Pariksha, having examined the result of each and every action, a Brahmana means a discriminative person, Nirvedamayat. He developed dispassion. And what he is thinking, Akrutaha Krutena Nasti. Moksha cannot be achieved by karma, because each and every karma phala is limited. So from anityena nityam, we cannot get it. So one who has such buddhi is called Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. So the meaning of Manishena is a person who is endowed with this buddhi, that is called Vyavasayatmika. That Bhagavan is mentioned here. Manishena means Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, one who is not interested in karma phala, literally. Still, that person is keep on doing karma but is not interested in result of karma. And another is buddhi yuktaha, one who is endowed with proper attitude. So here buddhi is karma yoga buddhi. What I am doing is offering to Ishvara, and what I am experiencing of my each and every time is nothing but a gift or prasada of Ishvara. It's called buddhi yukta. That person, what will happen to him? That person is not interested. That's why karmajam. So that's why I've written the meaning of karmajam is karmana jayate. By karma, which is born, it's called karmajam and it's called phalam. So this karmajam is adjective of this phalam. So a result which is born by our own action, that tyaktva, that person is given up. And what will happen to him? So it is not given by our, Bhagavan has not explained, but it is a one link is there. That person first will happen chitta shuddhi. He is undergoing this karma yoga, and by performing karma yoga, he will develop chitta shuddhi, and then he also will do upasana, what we have seen. And by upasana, what is the result of upasana? So the person will develop concentration. That person mind become wide. The main wide means that person will ready to accept each and every person as she or he is. It's called all pervading, that vyapakta. Sometimes, doctor says his heart becomes big. Not like that. But when we say in Shastra, his heart is very big. The meaning is that person's heart is ready to accept each and every person. This is the result of upasana. So that person has done karma yoga. After that person undergoes this upasana, after that person is doing shravanam. And by doing shravanam, what is the result of shravanam is the removal of our ignorance. The regarding to ourselves, that ignorance will go. Right now we are thinking 60 kg is my weight. This thinking is wrong. When we say I'm very serious, I'm very unhappy. I am unhappy is called ignorance. Unhappiness is a thought in the mind, but when we attach myself with this thought, it's called ignorance. So this will go by shravanam. So that person, one who is manishina, one who is buddhi yuktaha, that person undergoes one by one. This ignorance will go. And when ignorance will go, but still that person may have doubt regarding self, regarding Ishvara, regarding even universe. They keep on asking question to teacher, and one day will come, their whole doubt will go. But still we say, viparita bhavana, the wrong thinking about self will go after that person undergoes nididhyasana, a special meditation by which that person is removing the wrong thinking. And we don't know how much time will take for chitta shuddhi. Even we don't know how much time will take for upasana, shravanam, mananam. It is like a journey. But in this birth also, previous birth, how much we have completed, we don't know. But one day will go, one day will come, and what will come? Janma bandha vinirmukta. That because of this gnanam, when ignorance will go, all doubts will go, and then we can tell ourselves, this body, mind, sense complex is mere instrument given to me. I am not body, mind, sense complex. I am mere consciousness. It is not lip service. This is just knowledge. Is that person's whole system, that person will get what? That Bhagavan says, Janma bandha vinirmukta. Why I have explained this? Because Bhagavan has just said, Manishena karmajam phalam tyakta. Immediately doesn't happen, this janma bandha vinirmukta. It will take a long time. How much time? It depends on each and every person's preparedness. But one day will come, janma bandha vinirmukta. And janma bandha vinirmuktaha, the meaning is janma eva bandha. Sometimes we say the death is bondage, but really speaking, Bhagavan says the bondage consider is our birth is bondage. And when we are born, then all problem will start with regards to our body, mind, sense complex. This is so real, but after getting knowledge, those person vinirmuktaha, they will be released. They are released from this bondage of birth. And Bhagavan says is endless. Puja Swami, we don't know how much we have taken birth. It's an endless birth, but still vinirmukta, release. Then when we release, what will happen to them? So Bhagavan says, anamayam padam gachanti. So what is anamayam? So that's, I have explained, the meaning of amaya is affliction, pain. But anamayam is without any affliction. Shankaracharya is written this word, sarva upadrava rahitaha. And when padam comes, the will starts thinking it must be some place. But in Shankar Bhashya, which is written, Vaishnoho paramam padam. There is a one word, Vishnu. Vishnu in our thinking is Sheshashai Vishnu, Shantakara Bhujagashayanam. But really speaking, the meaning of Vishnu who is Vyapakat. Being all pervading, it's called Vishnu. Vyapakat, Vishnu. So when we know actually what is our real nature, then we know we are all pervading. So when we know our all pervading is called Vishnu. That's why it says Vishnu Param Padam. So the meaning of Padam means Vishnu Padam we will get. Then this all Vaishnava starts thinking, let last Vishnu has come. But in Shastra, the meaning is Vishnu is even of Vishnu Vashatkaro Bhuta Bhavya. At that time also the meaning of Vishnu is Vyapaka. One is all pervading. But why Bhagavan has written Anamayam? So when we know ourselves, somebody says, who are you? Then first in our Taittiriya Upanishad is given, our real nature is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. The meaning of Satyam is we are ever exist. The existence, the meaning of Satyam is existence. Then we may start thinking, existence, maybe this spaces exist, mountain is exist, but same way we will exist. So they say, you won't only exist, but you are a personification of consciousness. So the meaning of Jnanam is consciousness. So our real nature is we are always exist, and not like inert, but we are a consciousness. And how long we will remain consciousness? Something if we ask, so it says Anantam. Always there is a three word people are used, like here in Gujarat, they eat peanuts. Whenever they are free, they eat peanuts. In US, I don't know when people are free and eating donuts.
In medical school, my colleagues used to eat seeds, sunflower seeds.
Sunflower seeds. The same way, in Gujarat, they will eat peanuts. Same way, one who knows the Vedanta, for a long time, they start speaking the, they say, what we say, Desha Kala Samay. Yeah, Desha Kala Vastu Abadit. They start speaking like that. Yeah. Desha Kala.
Deshakala aparichinnam param.
Desha Kala Vastu Aparichinna. 3 words.
Yeah.
Abaditam Aparichinnam, all are one and same. But they starts. But when we ask what is the meaning of Aparichinnam Desham, what does it mean? When we say what is the meaning of they are not bound by kalam, what does it mean? And when we say it is not bound by anything, Vastu Aparichinna, what does it mean? So it is interesting when we say a consciousness, the real nature of consciousness is not bound by kala, means time. So what does it mean? It means we are eternal, nitya. So one who is attached with time, it has birth, and if birth, then all changes, death up to death, shadvikaraha. But when we say it is aparichinna, it is not bound by time, here kala means time, then nitya. And when we say it is not bound by desha, it is not bound by any space, what does it mean? So the meaning is vyapaka, all pervading. And when we say it is not bound by anything, everything is nothing but it one only consciousness, then what does it mean? It says ekam means it is only one, not a second thing. It is one, not a second thing. Ekameva dvitiyam. It's given in Chandogya. So when we know our real nature is consciousness, which is always exist, and this consciousness is not limited, it's all pervading. Our real nature is eternal, and there is only one, without any second, everywhere. Then with whom we start jealousy, with whom we start some angerness. So all negativeness, it's called amaya, will go when we know who am I. So whenever we say Satyam Gnanam Anantam, the meaning of Anantam is eternal, all-pervading, only one, without any second. It's called Ekameva Advitiya. It's called Sarva Upadrava Rahita. There is no any type of Upadrava, means there is not any type of quarrel. There is no any type of affliction. This is our real nature. It's called Anamaya. Without any pain, without any affliction. Whenever, sadhu greets each other, they never say hi, hello. They never say even namaste. They always greet Jai Satchidanand. Jai, let it Satchidanand. So same thing. Here Satyam Gnanam, Satchidanand, the meaning is Sat. So they greet each other. So we are meeting our own another oneself, like this Sat Chit. In Anand, because they know our real nature is this. Here Anand and Anantam both are one and same. So they know our real nature is Satchidanand. That's why they are greeting each other. And when we go Rishikesh, generally they say Jai Satchidanand. Because of Sandhi, Ta become Satchidanand, Ta become the Satchidanand, Ta become Cha, Satchidanand. So our real nature is Satyam Gnanam. So there is no ek being one. There is no second thing to be jealous of. No second thing. That's why Anamayam. All affliction in our mind because of plurality. In Taittiriya, it's in one once if there is a one mantra, Dvaitat Bhayam Bhavati. When plurality is there, when we say another person is not me, then we start conflict, we start quarreling everything. But one person is only everywhere. There is a what to talk of. It's called Anamayam. Beautiful word, Anamayam. Amaya means affliction, without any affliction. And what is that? So it says Padam. That's why I have written Shankara. What I have written here is Shankar Bhashyam. So it says the meaning of Padam means Vaishnoho, means Vishnoho Paramam Padam. This is, and Padam means Sthanam. And what is the Sthanam? Same. All pervading, eternal, Ekameva Advitiyam. That Prapnoti, Janati, whatever we say, the meaning is same. The person will know. But this whole process, how much it will take time, we can't know. So that's why Janma Bandha Vinirmuktaha Manishinaha Buddhi Yuktaha. So our process from release from our birth will start from where? So first step is Karmajam Phalam Tyaktva. Then it will come one by one. Need not to worry when it will come, but one day will come. We will become Janma Bandha Vinirmuktaha. But still, Bhagavan says, when we will give up everything, if even our Arjuna asks, okay, really speaking, when I will cross over everything, all this Ajnanam, all impurities of our mind, when will I give up? Then this is 52 verse for them. Yada te moha kalilam buddhirvyatitarishyati tada gantasi nirvedam shrotavyasya shrutasya cha. Yeah, one thing I forgot, up to that yoga karma sukaushalam, I think is 50th, no? The karma yoga's definitions, explanation, everything is over. But performing karma yoga, what will happen in our life, that phalam, Bhagavan now telling us. So first one is a Janma Bandha Vinirmuktaha, but still, how, when our buddhi will pure. So that's why Bhagavan says in this verse, Yada, Yasmin Kale, at which time, Te Buddhihi, your intellect, Moha Kalilam, the Kalilam, really speaking, is called impurity, Kalushya. Always darkness, Kalilam is called dark, means impurities. Impurity of what? Moha. What is to be done, which we don't know, is called Moha. Vyatitarishyati, will cross. Bhagavan says, at which time your intellect, te means your Moha Kalilam, the impurities regarding to Moha will cross. Tada, at that time, Nirvedam Gantasi. This Gantasi is, is a verb. And Nirvedam, you will get Nirvedam, dissipation. About what? Shrotavyasya, Shrutasya cha. Shrotavyasya Nirvedam, Shrutasya Nirvedam, you will get. The Shrutasya, the meaning of Shruta means what we are heard of, what we have already heard. Shrotavya, still it is going, we will in future, we will heard something which will attract us. So what Bhagavan would like to tell us, so this first I have written Anvaya, and what is Anvaya? Bhagavan says, Yadate buddhihi, at which time your intellect, moha kalilam vyatitarishyati, your intellect will cross this moha kalilam, impurities regarding moha, means delusion. When you will cross over, then what will happen? Tada, at that time, shrotavyasya, shrutasya, Nirvedam Gantasi. See means you will get. What will you get? Nirvedam, dissipation, Vairagyam, regarding Shrutasya. And what is Shrotavya? If in the first part of Veda it is written, if you do such thing, you will get something, sadhan sadhya. What we have already heard is called Shruta. You know, there are many mantras are available. Somebody, I think that Sai Baba, he rubs his hand, and by rubbing his hand, some vibhuti comes, you know. There are some kumkumam will get. Everything is, how much you can chant mantra, you can able to get this vibhuti is available in first portion of Veda. If somebody is attracted by this, then they will start. It's called Shrutavya, Shrutasya. This is only one example. There are many sadhyas are available. By chanting this mantra, you will get this. By chanting this, and all sadhya, all end, means and end regarding to this, our mundane, means whatever available in this earth, all facilities are written. It's called what is mentioned in Veda, Shrutasya, what we have already heard. And Shrotavyasya still is being pending to be heard. In future also some attractive, enticing words maybe enticed us. If you do this, you will get this. Is called Shrotavya. And generally people are attracted. Yamimam pushpitam vacham. This Bhagavan has said again. There are many flowery words are available in Veda's first portion also, and without Veda, there are many flowering words people are speaking to enticing us. When we are not interested in such words, it's called Nirvedam. We will develop dispassion towards such things, because there is one word, I don't know whether you have heard or not. There is one Muslim saint called Ras Khan. Have you heard any time? He used to live in Vrindavan long time, and he has written many kirtanas regarding to Krishna only. His name was Ras Khan. So in his bhajan, he says, "Ab mein nachiyo bahut Gopal." There is one line. "Ab mein nachiyo bahut Gopal." The meaning is, now, O Lord Krishna, I have danced too much. This is enough, no more. In the sense, now I am not interested anything in the world. It's called Ab mein nachiyo bahut Gopal. In my thinking, it's called Nirvedam. Ab mein nachiyo bahut Gopal. Nachiyo means dance. You always do. If you say you do this, you will get this. If you do this, such whole life, I keep on dancing to take something and something. But now this is enough. It's called Ab mein nachiyo bahut Gopal. I don't want anything. Such thing is called Nirveda. Because in our first part of Veda, they say there are many things. You do this, you will get this. By get, nowadays, maybe in US also during this Christmas vacation, buy 2, get 1 free. The discounts are available. It's called Shrotavya. Last year it was not such a discount, but this year too much discount. It's called Shrotavya. But you may develop such something. Now this is need not to buy. It's called Nirvedam. Nirveda Maya. Gantasi you will get. So when your buddhi, your intellect, this impurity of delusion will cross, at that time only you will develop, you will get dispassion regarding Shrutasya, what is given in Veda, what you have heard, and in future also what is to be heard, it will come into you, but still you say no more. I used to say, in India, there are many serials, opera, television shows are available, but I don't know shows are coming or advertising are coming. More, if in 30 minutes some episodes are there, 15 minutes advertisement. And this advertisement always keeping some and something. You buy this, you will get this. It's called Shrotavya. Then we think this is too much. What should I buy? I don't want to buy anything. It's called Nirvedam. My Bhagavan has mentioned this, to get moksha, Nirvedam is very much necessary. Without avairagyam, dispassion, we can't have self-knowledge. That's Bhagavan. So indirectly Bhagavan has said, to get Janma Bandha Vinirmuktam, you should develop Nirvedam, dispassion. Let's see what is given. In Shankaracharya's Bhashyam, it was written, Kada Yoga Anusthana Janita Shattva Shuddhija Buddhi Prapyate. So he has written, when I will get Buddhi, means intellect. Which type of Buddhi? Sattva Shuddhija, which is born out of Sattvic. And how it will come? So Anusthana Janita. I committed to Karma Yoga and I keep on doing this Anusthana of Karma Yoga. Out of this, Janit will born what? Sattva Shuddhija Buddhi. Our intellect, which is born out of Sattvika, that Buddhi, when I will get, if such Arjun has asked question, then this is the reply, would be. So he says, Bhagavan, Yadate Buddhihi, when your intellect, Moha Kalilam. So what is Moha Kalilam? The meaning of Moha Kalilam means, Kalil means impurity, Moha means delusion. So really speaking, what is Moha? I used to say, we are searched for three things in our life. One is happiness, second thing is peace, and third thing is securities. All what we need in our life, we keep on doing work for sukham. We are going holidays. We are going for holidays for peace. Too much work. Now I need a peace of mind. Then another is securities. And we are seeking for outside. It's called moha. Because we don't know. What we don't know, happiness is not outside. Peace is not outside. And at the same time, securities are not outside. We seek security in family. We seek peace when we go for holidays, and we seek happiness with relationship. But really speaking, they are not outside. And when we know it is not outside, it is only in me, that person is called Vyavasayatmika Buddhi. Another way of to say Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, that person, Kalilam. So what is the meaning of Kalilam? So I have written Atma, Anatma, Vivek, impurity. Regarding what? So what is Atma? What is Anatma? This is very, Atma, Anatma is very hard word, heavy word. So people always, they don't like this word Atma. One person came to me, and that person told me, I like everything in Vedanta, but I don't like Atma. Because it seems for me is very heavy. But really speaking, there are two things, is Atma and Anatma. So what does it mean? Atma and Anatma. One, I say the meaning of Atma is nothing but consciousness. Even consciousness, I can say is the one is live and one is inert. So Atma is always live, Anatma is inert. If we don't like Atma, we can say consciousness, or we can say I am live. We never say, check me, I am inert or live. This is our real nature, is life. So, one who knows Atma, Anatma Vivek. Shankaracharya ji has written in his Brahma Sutra Bhashya. People always mistaken what is inert, taken as Atma, and what is Anatma. What is Atma, we have taken as Anatma. There is no relationship between Atma and Anatma. Is alive and inert. There is no, even Jad Chetan, you know. One thing is here, Chetan will come. And another is, there is no real relationship. Still, we always confused which one is Atma and which one is Anatma. Generally, when people say, I will die, who will die? Body will die or I will die? So when we say I will die, that Shankaracharya, just let me explain. When Shankaracharya say, when we say I will die, this sentence is correct or incorrect? Who will die? I is conscious, which will never die. And when we say die, so who will die? Body. So when we say I will die, so we are referring to whom? Body, no? And when we say I am die, means myself is body and I will die. So this is Anatma and this is Atma. And we consider Anatma as a Atma. Is called Kalilam. Whether you understand, I don't know, but I think it is not that much difficult. But body is Anatma, we consider as a Atma. Atma is always live. We consider I will die. We taken Atma as a Anatma. It's considered Moha Kalila. But when our Buddhi will Tarishyati, will cross over, Atma Anatma Vivek. When we say body will die, it's good enough. I will not die, body will die. This is correct sentence. That confusion, who will die? What is Jad? What is Chetana? That confusion will go. At that time, we will cross over. And what we will get, that Bhagavan says, Tada Shrotavyasya Shrutasya cha Nirvedam. And what is Shrutasya cha? Shrotavya. What is yet to be heard? What I have explained. Now in this Christmas vacation, you might have heard what is not we pass through in 2017's Christmas. Something new. In 2019 Christmas, something another, some attraction will come. It's called Shrotavyas. And we will desperate to buy something. This is very nice. I have to buy. This type of, it's called Sadhana Sadhya. Means and end. According to Guja Samija, always we are after ends. But for this end, I need some means. I have to take some means. It's called Sadhana Sadhya, Shrotasya. All are enticing us through this earth only. But the person will Nirveda Maya. A person will develop what? Dissipation. Same thing I have written here, what we have seen. Each and every karma phalam is fraught with dukhamishritatvam, atruptikaratvam, bandhakatvam. Each and every action, even result of action, is mixed with pain, is always never satisfied. Puja Swamiji says, we write a check, no? If 1 crore, 1 million, then only. We never say this is enough. We always write only. So still we are not satisfied with even 1 million, 10 million, whatever dollar. And bandhakatvam, it always binds us. So when people go through this, then it develops nirvedam. So from where Bhagwan has got this Nirvedam word? So it's from Mundaka. This word is taken. Mundaka is also from Ishwara's Vani, but this Nirvedam is taken from Mundaka Upanishad. You will gain Nirvedam. So one thing I would like to share with you that I have taught in Tattva Bodha. I think Tattva Bodha with Viragaha means dissipation. And what is the meaning of Viragaha? So it was given Iha Amutra Arthaphala Bhoga Viragaha. Iha means in this earth. Amutra means after death. We will go to Swarga. We will go to in heaven and then we will enjoy. So Bhoga means enjoyment. Phala, some result. Artha means roti kapda makan. I need this, I need this. When we have Viraga, we are not interested. It's called Viraga. Iha amutra arthapolo Viraga. Same thing. Iha means in this earth. Swarga means in heaven. Bhogeshu icharahityam. There is no desire to enjoy, to experience all mentioned a enjoyment in heaven. If we don't have any desire, it's called Viraga. But real Vastu, the meaning of Viragaha is one who knows our Anitya Vastu, a thing which is not permanent, cannot give happiness permanent. This understanding gives dissipation. And this dissipation helps to take, even understand Atma Jnana. So one, I would like to, then we will go, is given this Vairagyam, it is given in Vivek Chudamani. There is a one Prakarana Grantha. Somebody says, okay, how can I get moksha, self-knowledge? Then it is given, one should have Vairagyam, means dissipation, Mumukshutvam, desire to be released, Momukshu, Tivram, is very high. Yasya tu vidyate, for them, Shamadayah, Shama Damadi Shatak Sampati, that I need not to mention, they are Arthavantaha, they are meaningful and they will give result. But one who doesn't have Vairagyam, one who doesn't have Mumukshutvam, and they are only after Shama Dhamma, Shama Shatak Adi Sampade, it is not meaningful. So for self-knowledge, first condition is Vairagyam, and second condition is Mumukshutvam. Means Moktum Ichuhu, one who would like to be released from samsara. If one who doesn't like, then what is the need of this whole Gita? That's why it is a very beautiful verse. Because they say Sadhan Chatushtaya. Everybody knows Sadhan Chatushtaya. I think everybody knows. There is one is Vivekaha. Another thing is Vairagya. Only that much I have written. Then Shamadamadi, Shatak Sampatti. There are 6 qualities. Shama, etc., etc. And last one is Mumuksha. It's called inner wealth given in Vedanta. Mumuksha. Mumukshutvam. Really speaking is Mumukshutvam. So in Vivek Chudamani, they have written only Vairagya and Mumukshutvam is there, then everything will come automatically. But without Vairagya, everything is there, even Shamadamadi, they are not helpful for self-knowledge. So these 2 things, that's why Bhagavan has mentioned only one, because Arjuna was Mumukshu. So, Vairagyam, Nirvedam is must for self-knowledge. And it doesn't mean Vairagya, we are run away for our whatever occupation, whatever our business. But the meaning of Vairagya, in my understanding, is we don't have complaint for a world, for a people. We can accept people as they are. Then slowly we develop Nirveda. If we start from here, then Nirvedam, let them do whatever they do, I will do mine. It is the first step. Acceptance is the first step of Nirvedam, Vairagya. Any question? It is already 9:15.
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
If we set a goal, and the goal involves the cooperation of 2 people, or 3 people, or 4 people, and one, suppose I do my effort with the other people, if they're not doing their effort, still we have to have Vairagyam?
Yeah. I think I don't understand your question, but we have many goals, what you have asked, no? We have many goals, and people are not accepting you as you are. That is what you have asked. Second question. Yeah. Again.
The question is, if we set a goal and the goal involves effort of 2 or 3 people, and not everyone does their part, then we can't reach the goal. How can we let everybody be as they are? Does that mean that the goal is wrong?
Something, if you have goal something, and there are 3 people or 4 people, 5 people are involved to fulfill one goal, something, no? And if each and every people are not putting effort equal to achieve that goal, but I would say first, when you have set the goal, when you have choose the people will help me to get this goal. If they are not doing well, why they are not doing? We have to do some research, no? If they may have some problem, what they are not doing, some are not that efficient also. They would like to do, but why they are not doing? If we find this question, the reply, then we can, if our goals are fine, then we can say no to them also. We will do whatever 4 or 3 are there. We will fulfill. Sometimes we can say also, please not to help me. Or we have to take decision like such. But without hurting the person also we can do. To say no also need some proper attitude, so that person should not hurt. Only this thing. At the same time, we should also not hurt both sides. Any?
Two nice words we learned today, Swamiji. Moga Kalilam and Amaya. I didn't understand Amaya, the power of the affliction and friction. That was a nice word. I learned that.
Anamaya.
Anamayam.
Anamaya. Amaya means affliction, but one who doesn't have any type of amaya is called anamaya, without any affliction. Any question? No? Still, if you have any question, you can ask through mail also, Sajani. Anyone can, if you have any question, you can ask through even mail also. No problem.
Thank you so many.
Yeah. Is it clear to you, Kastanan, everything?
Yes, yes, very. Thank you very much.
And now you are back to your home again, no?
Yes, I'm back.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I said you notice everybody's background.
Yeah.
It was always this dining table, no? This whatever table
Yeah.
is there, that I will.
Yeah.
That's why I can make out where you are.
we were saying that Jnanis have this piercing look.
That yeah, Vidyati. Asina eva netrena rushihi janana matihi.
Ah, yes.
Yes.
Vidyati.
But Swaminiji, I have to say,
Ah.
you really use technology to keep the Gurukulam environment virtually. Like, it's really an engaging process for all of us. Like, you not only use the technology very well, I really admire that every time, but you make it very engaging. You engage us in a way that I have not seen in any other virtual classroom so far. So, kudos and namaskarams to you.
Yeah, huge blessings to us, Swami.
Yes.
On me, Puja Swamiji's blessings are there. That's why only.
Yeah.
Om
Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Hari
Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.